As we get into Seth Rollins versus Unknown for the #1 contendership for the World Heavyweight Championship, I would just like to remind you that GM Finley has chosen a very special opponent for Seth Rollins here tonight, as none of us know, just like Seth Rollins and all of you at home, who Seth Rollins' opponent is for tonight. But he said this: we can guarantee that it shall be a damn good match. As Seth Rollins enters the ring, we wait in anticipation to see who he shall be facing in this matchup. And who is it? It's Brody Lee. Brody Lee making his debut here in Damn Defiant Wrestling, here at Addicted to Chaos. What an interesting opponent for Seth Rollins, not just someone who we haven't seen here at Damn Defiant Wrestling, but someone who Seth Rollins also has history with, as the Shield had faced the Wyatt family when Brody Lee was also known as Luke Harper. I want to say they may have also had a few matches on the Indies when Seth Rollins was known as Tyler Black, but don't quote me on that. As we get this matchup started, Brody Lee overpowers Seth Rollins and pushes him straight up into the ropes, but he refuses to break the hold. Brody finally breaks the hold, but Seth outsmarts him and sends him straight to the outside, as Seth looks to hit an outside dive, but Brody Lee not just caught him, but he sent him straight into the barricade. What an interesting maneuver seen here from Brody Lee as he picks him up. Oh, he's got him in a suplex position, but he just straight up tosses him. No need to fall with the man if you can make him fly, as he big boots him and sends him back into the ring. This action is starting off hot already as Brody Lee climbs to the top rope, but Seth Rollins meets him up there, and Seth Rollins goes for his suplex, which he then turns into a Falcon Arrow. My bad, I meant superplex, by the way. As he rolls out of it and goes for a super kick, but Brody Lee catches him and hits him with a... Was that a choke slam? That was a pretty interesting way to hit that choke slam, as Brody Lee picks him up and throws him into the corner to hit a clothesline. Brody staring intensely into the camera as he pushes him up onto the top rope, and now he's gonna give him his own superplex, but just like he did on the outside, he throws him halfway across the ring. Brody Lee, in prime position, big boots him out of the ring, sends Seth Rollins straight to the outside, as Brody Lee bounces off one set of ropes and goes flying through the other to hit a suicide dive, sending Seth almost halfway up the ramp. Now Brody Lee hitting a powerbomb on the stage. The stage is made of metal and steel here tonight, so that can't feel any good on your back. As Seth Rollins reverses that German suplex, he hops up onto the apron and goes for a moonsault, but Brody caught him and sent him straight into the steel steps head first. Now he puts him back in the ring. I can't imagine how Seth Rollins feels after having his head rattled that way, as Brody Lee hits a sit-out powerbomb. 1, 2. Oh, Seth Rollins kicked out. Brody Lee could have had it there, and I wouldn't have been shocked at all, as Seth Rollins has taken quite a beating here, but he gets some momentum back. He hits him with a knee, spins around for an enziguri, and then pops back up for a super kick. Seth Rollins now is climbing to the top rope. What does he look to hit here? Oh, he's turning inside out for the Phoenix Splash. He hits the Phoenix Splash, but will it get him the 3? No, it will not, as Brody Lee kicks out. Both of these men seem to be a little exhausted, but Seth goes to the outside. He goes for another top rope maneuver as he springboards in, looked for a knee strike, but Brody Lee caught him midair with a super kick. Oh, and Brody Lee hits the discus clothesline. He hit the discus clothesline and turned him completely inside out. But will he get the win with it? No, he doesn't. Seth Rollins stays in. Seth Rollins wants this opportunity at Cody Rhodes. As Brody Lee got him up in a suplex position, but Seth Rollins knees his way out of it and hits a ripcord knee strike. I'm happy I finally remembered the name of that move. It looks like he's going to hit a powerbomb of his own, but Brody Lee, he must be a little too tired to lift Brody Lee up, so he went for a pedigree instead. But Brody Lee reversed that as well. But Seth Rollins elbows him in the back of the head. And oh, what a unique way to hit that maneuver there. I'm not exactly sure what Seth calls it, but that kick straight to the back of the head could not have felt good at all. As he goes for a curb stomp, but Brody Lee popped him up and turned him backwards for a choke slam. That was a pretty interesting way to reverse the curb stomp. He bounces him up off the ropes, and we just saw a boss man slam, or also known as a black hole slam. Will that get Brody Lee to win? It does not. Seth Rollins is staying alive here tonight. He wants this opportunity just as bad as Brody Lee does. Oh, Brody went for another discus clothesline, but Seth reverses it and hits the pedigree. But Seth is a little too exhausted to go for the pin. Or wait, maybe Seth Rollins was thinking of something else he could hit to possibly get the win. As Seth Rollins climbs to the top rope, we see him go for a frog splash, and he hits that on the back of Brody Lee as he was face first into the mat. He goes for the pin, but Brody Lee kicks out. Seth Rollins looks a little confused. He doesn't know exactly what he should go for next. But he gets him up for the powerbomb this time. Hits him with the buckle bomb. Seth bounces off the ropes, and he hits him with the curb stomp. He goes for the cover. 1, 2. Will he get it? No. No, he doesn't. Seth looks a little frustrated, as he probably wasn't anticipating to have to be out here this long. Oh, he goes to the second rope. We saw a maneuver quite similar done to... Oh, he hits the second rope curb stomp. We saw something very similar done to John Silver back a couple weeks ago in the Gauntlet of the Damned. But this time, it gets Seth Rollins the victory, as it was only Seth and his opponent Brody Lee. But we have to get into our next contest, which will be for the United States Championship between John Silver, Walter, Randy Orton, and Finn Balor. Stay tuned.